Hello you all, welcome to my channel. My name is Ray Sean. For those of you who don't know me, people call me Ray. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you this look here. Yes girl, I'm going to be giving you this beautiful makeup look. It looks so good. I love it so much. I just love it so much. I just love it so much. It looks so amazing. Anyways, this is the look that is coming your way. This is going to be a powder foundation routine. Girl, could you believe it? Girl, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that this is a powder makeup look. I can't believe it. Because I know y'all are so sick and tired of, like, they keep using creams. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Not everybody is there yet when it comes to the liquids, okay, and the cream. So today, this video is for you. I will highly recommend, if you are a girly who is a powder foundation girly, you do not do liquids and creams, you not do liquid foundations, make sure you stay tuned, okay? I'm going to be giving you some tips and some tricks to better help your powder foundation application, okay? So without further ado, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you all so much for joining my channel. That lets me know that you like what you hear and see, girl. I like to talk about makeup, all things beauty and God on this channel. If you like to be encouraged, I'm going to give you what thus says the Lord on here, okay? When it comes, I'm going to give it to you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to this glam, girl. Hello. My gosh, y'all. The thing we're going to do is we're going to prime our skin. Even though you're wearing powder, you take those same steps, show that your face is washed, you know, moisturized. You don't have to do your full skincare regime before your makeup, doing all those serums and actives. You don't need to do all of that. You can do all of that after you wash your face, after your makeup. This is the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer. I also have the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I like this one because it's a little thicker and it's more like moisturizing on the skin. So they both do the same thing, literally. It's just that one is in more of like a cream form and this one is more liquid. So I'm going to be using this one. This is my favorite one to use when it comes to a powder foundation routine. Do not shy away from affordable makeup. Makeup is way too expensive and they all do the same thing. To be honest, some of these companies are from the same factory, okay? And y'all spending all that money. Like, I mean, do it if you got it to do so, but if you don't, take my advice and get you some affordable makeup. Go to Ulta Girl and get you the affordable makeup, okay? I love this primer. It's so good. This primer also does help to mask your pores and it fills in your pores as well. So instead of your pores looking like too big, it's going to cover that, and when you put your makeup on, it's literally going to make it look like you have no pores, or your pores are going to be a lot more minimized, and we love that. You don't need a lot of this. I always accidentally put too much of this on. And when my face is freshly exfoliated, moisturized, a little bit of product goes a long way every single time. Like, I can't stress it enough. A little bit of foundation will work for you, a little bit of primer. I realized that a long time ago, but I just used a little bit too much today. So we're gonna rub this in. Now, this is a big step you do not want to miss. I don't care if you're doing a no makeup. I don't care if you're not even doing makeup and you're going somewhere, you're going to work, you're going into the office, you're going to brunch, you're going on a date. Girl, you need some concealer. Get a concealer that is your complexion so you can put it underneath your eyes. So just so it can look like you're more awake. It's just going to give you a more completed look, even though it's just concealer. Make sure you buy a concealer that is your complexion. It has to match you perfectly. Therefore, you can put it underneath your eyes. You can spot conceal with that concealer as well in different spots that you feel like are dark. You can put it on your lids if you feel like your lids are dark or discolored. So get you a concealer, blend that in really well. You just need a concealer no matter what. I don't care what you're doing. Powder foundation, liquid foundation, no makeup, soft glam, no makeup at all, and you want your skin to just look even and go outside, get you a concealer. So for this look, we're going to need a concealer because you need one every time, all the time, and I cannot stress that enough. I'm going to go in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW45, and I'm using this underneath my eyes first. You can put the concealer in the same places that you would normally do if you were wearing liquid. We're not going to be using concealer in placement of foundation. That's not what we're doing, okay? We're using concealer where concealer would normally go. Underneath the eyes to highlight and lift, around the mouth area because this is where it's dark. And you don't want, you know, a 5 o'clock shadow to be right there when you put your powder on. You don't want that powder to enhance that. So this step is very important. Again, we are not using the concealer in placement of a foundation. That's not what we're doing. To spot conceal if you need to. If you have like a dark spot somewhere, take that concealer, spot conceal. Okay, do not put it all over your face, otherwise you're beating the purpose of a powder foundation routine. I don't like to put a lighter concealer straightway on my skin without something that matches my skin closer, because it's going to leave my skin looking ashy, my under eyes looking ashy, and I don't want that. I'm going to go in with the concealer that's a little bit lighter for highlighting purposes. I told you guys, this is a full glam powder foundation routine. I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Mocha. I'm going to put some right here in the center of my eyes, my face. A little bit goes a long way. Sometimes I accidentally overdo it. You don't want to blend it out too fast. Give it a little bit of time. This is the Nika K Multi-Use Concealer in the shade number 10. Y'all know, like, the center of my face to be a little brighter. I need facial balancing when it comes to makeup, and because you're putting on powder, your makeup can look one note and it also can look a little dark. So you want to make sure you balance out your makeup. So that's all that I'm doing. I'm putting a little of this same Nika K concealer on my chin. Because the powder is kind of flat in one note, I still want that dimension and that contrast in my skin. So we're going to be adding on to this. I'm going to let this sit for about a minute or two because I want this to really get tacky. I want it to actually be almost dry. So when I blend it out, it's not going to crease. I like to blend out the edges of my concealer first, then I take it all the way up. Now, I have become a brush girly. Like, I barely even use a sponge anymore. Like, who am I? I mean, I was really at one point against brushes, but like now, I went back to my roots, girl. Take your time when it comes to, y'all do not mind my hair, okay? Take your time when it comes to blending out your concealer, okay? You want your concealer to be blended out to perfection. Take it all the way up underneath your bottom lash line. There should be no gaps, no gaps. We're gonna set underneath the eyes just as we would if this was a liquid foundation routine. You have to set your concealer. You don't wanna set your concealer with your powder foundation, because if you do, you defeat the purpose. Now, if you want a full-on natural look, then you can do that. Now, I'm going to be going in with my Givenchy Prism Libre powder in the shade Poplin Mimosa. This is the number 5. So I heard when you spray your face before you set your under eyes, it's supposed to give your under eyes like a nice, beautiful set with the powder. I'm going to try it. They say don't wait till it's fully dry, but don't do it while it's fully wet. So we're gonna do it like in between time. In the meantime, this shade is definitely neutral for me. I'm not mad at it though, but it is a more neutral shade. Always stick and move. Never leave your powder puff, brush, sponge in one place too long underneath your eyes, as it will cause a starky look and it'll be hard to move. I'm gonna set the T-zone area where the pores normally are. Everywhere you place your concealer is where you want to set with that powder, okay? Let's just say that. Make sure you get next to your nose. Those smile lines down, girl. I do want my under eyes to be a little brighter, so I'm going to go in with the MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade C7. I'm not going to press it. I'm going to tap it on top just to sit there so it can be a little brighter. It's almost close to the same, it's almost the same complexion. This is the pressed powder, and I'm just gonna let this sit here just for a little added brightness. I'm going to be going in with my Bare Minerals Performance Wear Powder Foundation. This one is in the shade Truffle 29. This is a pressed powder. This is how it looks. I've used it before. Now, for this look, you're going to need a dense foundation brush. Even though this is a powder foundation, you do not want to use a powder brush. No, ma'am. You want to use a dense foundation brush. Now, if you are going for a more of a natural powder foundation look, something that's natural, easy, doesn't look like it's too much, doesn't look, you know, no effort, then you want to use a fluffy powder brush, okay? This is what you want to use, fluffy, okay? But I'm not going for that look. I'm going for a full coverage powder foundation look. So we're going to go ahead and begin to pat this on the skin. Okay, I'm not going to pat it underneath my eyes, which I never go underneath my eyes. I always just press it into the skin. Don't want to swipe. There's no need to swipe. What would you be swiping for? This is why I recommend you going in with a concealer because you can't put a powder on and then go in with that concealer. We already have the powder on. We're going to leave that right there. As you all can see, my skin right now is a little flat. It looks a little bit, it has a little bit of dimension because I have a highlight underneath my eyes, but it's still a little flat. So we want to add some dimension. You can use a bronzer for this, or you can use a contour. I'm going to go in with my Juvia's Place Bronze Duo palette. This is how it looks. I'm going to go in with this one first, and then I'm going to go in with this. I'm going to use this brush today. It's like a little funny shaped brush, but I'm going to go in with my bronzer. Make sure I saturate the brush because I really want to add some dimension and color to my face. I like this brush because you see how it's going exactly where I need it to go. Do not take it underneath your eyes. I'm going to take it right up on that cheekbone, okay? You guys can see the dimension already. Make sure you do not take your contour in front of your cheek. It should always be behind your cheek. So don't take it too far. I'm about to take my hairband off so we can get this makeup going on the forehead. Ah! My ears. My Lord. That thing was on. Do you hear me? Oh, Jesus, my ears are red. Oh my God. You see it? I didn't know it was that tight. I'm just taking some contour on my forehead, blending it on my lace just a little bit. Not too much makeup on the lace. It will show. You don't want that. Going in with a little bit of that contour shade. Just keeping it right here. This one. Ladies, do not be afraid of the product. Go in with the product. Put the product on. Put it on, okay? Put it on. You don't put it on, you're not going to see it. A lot of my clients say, Rayshawn, I do my makeup and you can't even tell I even did anything and I spent all that time. Girl, if you don't put that product on, go in. Okay? Go in a little bit more. That's one of the major things I tell my clients. I say, girl, you got to go in a little heavier. When I first started doing makeup, I used to be scared to really like put the eyeshadow on. It used to be so light. I used to be scared to do the brows. It used to be so light. Sometimes they was even a little bit too heavy. I didn't know what I was doing. Then I had to find a balance. You know, how do you want the makeup to look? So you really have to just put the makeup on. Like, don't be afraid. Don't be heavy-handed. Always start off light because if you're too heavy, you can't go back and fix it. So that's what I would recommend. Just put the makeup on until you can actually see it. But do it gradually, okay? Don't be in a rush. Take your time. Y'all see why makeup artists are very patient? Because we take our time and do the makeup. We do not rush to do your makeup. Some people are just quick in general, but we don't rush to do the makeup. We just do it. And it takes patience. So now I'm going to use some blush. I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place Volume 5 blush palette. This is so cute. Very summery though. But I'm still going to use it today with some of the same brushes because I do not feel like washing brushes. I don't wash brushes out 2 days straight. And I do not feel like doing that again. So I'm using the same brush that I use for my concealer. I'm just ever so lightly putting this on. And as you guys can see, like, I'm really putting it on. Like, I want you all to see my blush. I want my face to look like I sat there and took the time to do my makeup. Now, I'm a blush girly, so I know this blush might be a little bit too much for y'all. Y'all can stop at the first sign of, okay, that's enough. I don't know if this is a doll baby look. I don't know what they call it, but I kind of like to put it underneath my eyes too. Blush makes you look like you actually did something. You probably ain't do nothing. Like the blush just took your makeup up a notch, okay? It really makes it look like you actually put effort into your look. So that's why I like my blush, okay? And I set my under eyes with it and I'm just gonna take it underneath my face just for some more added structure. I'm just gonna go ahead and snatch my nose. When I tell you this is the lightest makeup you will ever have, I'm telling you, concealer is not the same as foundation. It's a lot lighter than foundation, okay? It's not as heavy as foundation. Now these lips, we're gonna have to get them together because what is going on? Girl, we was talking about God earlier, girl, but I guess that was the message, girl. That was the message for whoever needed it. That was it, girl. Sometimes it don't take all that, you know? We went a long, drawn out sermon, girl. Sometimes it don't take all that. It take just enough. Jesus wept. Why did he wept? Their faith was small. He wept because he loved them, but he also wept because their faith was so small. It was like, you know, all these miracles and signs and wonders that he's been doing, and you still don't believe. Because it reminds you, right before that scripture, that scripture, they were saying, could he not raise him from the dead? He did this and he did that. And then it said Jesus wept. It was because of their unbelief. If you go back and read the Bible, you will see before that it said that he groaned within himself because of their unbelief. Oh, you should have been here. Oh, you should just. And it's like, I've been here this whole time. Like, that's why he waited until Lazarus died, because he really needed them to see the glory of God. He really needed them to see this grandiose kind of a miracle so they can truly believe that he was who he said that he was. So he let people talk because he knew what he was going to do so that God can get the glory. That's why he waited for a long time. Sometimes God will wait in our lives and you like, God, like, you know, you waited so late and my gas is cut off. My electric is cut off. Like, I done lost my job. I had to close down my business. And you like, why would you wait this long? It's as though you thinking that you're never getting that business back. You're never going to get that job again. You're thinking that, you know, things will never be restored. But then God comes through on his own divine timing and does even better than what you had before, than what we had before. Like, his restoration game is strong. He is the God of restoration. When he restored Lazarus back to life, he said, take off the grave clothes. So Lazarus was going to come out brand new, a brand new man, brand new faith, brand new person, okay? All that stuff that was left on him from the past, from, you know what I'm saying, all that, it died, and it died with him in the grave. So God will restore it and make it new, because a lot of things we start on our own. A lot of things that we have, you know, went in and did on our own. But God is like, you know, I want to be in it. The Bible tells us to commit our ways unto the Lord. If we commit our ways to him, then he will establish our steps. He will make our way prosperous when we commit our ways to him. And like, whatever it is that we're doing, you know, he wants to be involved, you know. And so that's why, you know, some things he had to let die, to let just go. I know people in this journey who has lost some things. I've lost some things. People close to me has lost some things. And so when you hear that word that God is going to restore the years that the cankerworm and the locust has eaten, that's a real thing, because these things happen in the spirit and they manifest in the natural, and God sometimes allow it. And it's hard to believe that God will allow such things to happen, but you have to understand there's a purpose for everything under the sun. There's a timing for everything. The Bible says that Job, God had put that iniquity on him. It was an iniquity. What was it? You know what I'm saying? God allowed it. So he allowed Job to lose everything, but when he restored Job, it was so beautiful. It was better than what he had at first. Sometimes it's hard for us to believe that we could get better than what we have. It's hard to believe that I can make as much money as I used to make. It's hard for me to believe that I will get anything better than what I have now. It's hard for me to believe that you could really restore the things that I lost. God said, not only am I going to restore the things that you've lost, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you even ask, think, or imagine that you could even ask. You can't even ask for certain things you can't ask for, because eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man the things that God has in store for them that love him. We cannot imagine some of the things that God has. We hear about some of the things that God has for us in heaven. People have been witness to it. You know, if God has given them that revelation, and we read in the Bible, you know, some of the revelations and things that people have gone through, and the miracle signs and wonders. There are some things that God is going to do that you have not heard yet. There are things that God is going to do that you cannot perceive. You understand what I'm saying? That your mind cannot fathom. Okay, so when God does a thing, it's going to be new. He said, I make all things new. Yes, the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun for man to do, but when God does it, it's going to be new. God's going to make it new for you, something that has never been done for you. It's never been heard of in your life, in your family. You have not experienced it. You have not gotten it. So for you, it is new. Glory be to God. I don't know where that came from, but we're going to move. So anyway, girl, I'm going to go ahead and do my lips. Ooh, so there's this lip going around, and I'm going to do it for y'all. The lip it's basically like a strawberry lip. I don't know if it's called strawberry lip. I don't know if it's strawberry cherry. I call it the cherry cola lip, Because the strawberry lip to me would be leading more towards the reddish, pinky undertone, and then the cherry cola lip is more so with like the purple outline with some red included, and then the lip gloss. So we're gonna do somewhat similar rendition of both. Okay, so I'm gonna be using the LA Girl lip liner in Forever Red. Now y'all see how many times I'm going over my lips? This is what I'm talking about when I say put the makeup on. Stop being scared. I seen girls line their lips like this and then put the lip gloss on, lipstick on. Girl, if you don't go over that lip line more than once. I'm gonna go in with my MAC lip liner in Current. Y'all know this is a little bit more purpley. I'm gonna put this more so on the outer portion of the lip just to kind of give a little bit more contrast, a little bit more depth, so that, you know, it's not looking too red. I want my lips to stand out, but not stand out to the point where those looking clownish, you know? The darker color always go on top or go on first, but I didn't want this to be so dominant because sometimes your lip liner can change your lip color if it's too dark. Blend it. To make sure everything is everything. This is the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip. This is the NYX Lip Oil. This one is in the shade called News Feed. There is a dupe for this from the beauty supply store, and that is the Absolute New York lip oils. They are the glassy powder lip oils, and this one is in the shade Spicy. Literally almost the same. So this one does definitely have a really good color payoff. For this strawberry lip, you don't need lipstick. You just need a lip gloss. But it has to be red or strawberry, like a reddy pink, pinky red. I love this lip. I am obsessed with the lip. Just sweep it away ever so lightly. I'm gonna take the brush I used to put the foundation on, the powder brush. I'm just gonna reinforce. Just kind of blend everything together. Okay. Just blending everything together, making sure that the makeup is, you know, blended and it's not looking crazy. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face now. This is so refreshing. Like, it's just the most refreshing spray out there. Okay. I told my sister, I said, if you want to get a spray, get 2 sprays. I say, don't get the Charlotte Tilbury. Get the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Get the Patrick Star One Size Beauty Spray. You do not need the Charlotte Tilbury all night, all day. You don't need that. Getting that Charlotte Tilbury is you just trying to be fancy, girl. You don't need it. You don't need it. This is the most refreshing spray on the market. Melts the makeup. I mean, it does it for me every time. I hope that you all really enjoyed this video. This makeup looks so beautiful. I done went and got my clothes from the laundromat and came back, and I've got so many compliments on my makeup. You all, when I tell you that this makeup is so, yeah, I cannot stress. When I tell you this makeup is so lightweight, it is so light on my skin. It looks so beautiful. It's so lightweight. I mean, I can barely feel it. I can't even feel it. You know what I mean? It looks so good, y'all. And if I did not tell you that this was powder foundation, you all would have thought that I use liquid foundation, liquid blush, liquid bronzer. You don't need a liquid bronzer or liquid blush for your makeup to show up. Now, what I will tell you is that when you use liquid bronzer and liquid blush, they do help your makeup stay on a lot longer. The longevity of the makeup is definitely different. It will last a lot longer, but that's why I could not stress enough in this video to tell you, when you're putting on your powder foundation, put the powder foundation on. Keep blotting it on until you are satisfied with the coverage, okay? When you do your blush and things like that, it's the same thing. Put the blush on because you know that you're gonna have a long day. Take pictures, you wanna do videos, whatever you wanna do. Put the makeup on so that it can show up through camera, through film, through video. Put it on and make sure you're like really going in. This is the makeup look. It looks so beautiful. My face looks hydrated. It doesn't look dry and cakey. The only liquid we used on my face was my concealer. We put that underneath the eyes. We put that around the mouth, because if you don't put anything around the mouth underneath powder, it will look like a 5 o'clock shadow, and it will also look dark, okay? So you have to do that. I'm not saying use concealer in placement of foundation. No, use concealer where concealer is needed, and that is it. This is the finished look. I am very happy with this look. I just love it so much. I just love it so much. It makes me really realize how much you don't always need liquid foundation. You literally can use a powder foundation. I need to go to Ulta and get me another Bare Minerals powder foundation, babes. I need to go to Ulta. Did you learn anything? What did you take from this video? Please let me know. If you are a powder or foundation girly, let me know down in the comments, girl, and let me know if this actually helped you. Now, I also want to know if you all want another powder foundation video where I'm not doing the most, a more subdued look. Let me know down in the comments. I just wanted to just show you all, you know, a full glam powder foundation routine. So yeah, with that being said, I want to leave y'all, but I gotta go.